Yeah, hello friends, namaste. Uh, I am currently in Ramakrishna Sevashrama Kankal, it's in Haridwar. Today I am going to take you through a very inspiring story of how this ashrama came into existence and what it has to teach us, basically, and the Indian tradition of that Guru Parampara and Swami Vivekananda's most important message, which he learned from his Guru, that is the Shiva Jnana Jiva Seva. So this is a place you can see behind me. There is a temple. This is the Ramakrishna temple in the ashrama campus. So you can see the red color building. There's the hospital. It's the most inspiring story how the center came into existence. When Swami Vivekananda was traveling as an itinerant monk across India, so he had come to Haridwar. He noticed many sadhus who had no one to attend to them. So they were lying on the roadside. They were not clean. They had illness. So they had a very miserable time. Swamiji was touched by seeing all that, and he wanted to do something for them. So when he gave the monastic initiation to his disciple Swami Kalyanananda, Swami Kalyanananda, he was there with him, and Swamiji asked him, "What is my Guru Dakshina?" You know the story of Guru Dakshina, how it goes. Gurus usually, ask Shishyas for a Guru Dakshina. In Mahabharata, we can see Dronacharya sent Arjuna to capture Drupada, and the same Dronacharya asked Ekalavya to give his finger. And even in Mahabharata, the other way, Krishna was actually, he went to bring Sandipani's son, who was his guru. So there are various ways in which Guru Dakshina has been given. And here was one extraordinary case of a Guru Dakshina, where neither the Guru nor the Shishya wanted anything for themselves. So both of them wanted to worship the infinite. So Swamiji wanted the infinite to be worshipped, and even his disciple wanted the same. So Swamiji said, "You go and serve the people." So by serving people, Vivekananda is not going to get anything. Even Kalyanandaji is not going to get anything. So just see how unselfish a guru was and how unselfish his disciple was. It's the most extraordinary story. The interesting part comes now. So Kalyananandji came here. Uh, he's a monk. He doesn't have any money. He has to go to do begging. He has to go for the bhiksha. He will get some money. With that money, he will. Many are the items people give, rice and all. So he'll prepare the food items. He will take it. Like this is a place on the banks of the river Ganga. Now it is well connected, but you can imagine I'm talking about 1901, that is more than 119 years back almost. So it was then that Kalyananji used to go out and see the people, the monks who had no one to attend to them. He will nurse them, he will give them food, and later he was joined by Swami Nischayananda. So these two monks will go out together carrying medical items, food items, and treat people wherever they are. And sometimes some of them were in very bad condition, so they had to carry them on their shoulders and bring it to the hut they had built here. So they nurse them there and they take them back. So sometimes, when you attend to the old people, the excreta problem is there. Even in your homes, you might have probably noticed. So here there are two monks. Monkhood in India is usually one of the most revered ones. And if you go to many of the Mathadipatis, even now, you can't even touch them. Forget about doing anything. So I mean, they are kept as so holy. And usually monastic order in India has been that way for long. But when Swamiji introduced a new monastic order, it's something different. Here the monastics go to people. In other orders, usually people go to the monastics. They plead so much, they worship them, they do all the pushpanjali and so many things they do for the monks. But here Vivekananda set up a new monastic order where monks go to people. And monks, I am working with many monks of Ramakrishna order. I can go with them, I can sit with them, I can talk to them as easily as I talk to you. And they never feel that. So it's not easy to do that with other monks of other orders. So here in Ramakrishna Mission Sevashrama Kankal, these two monks, Kalyananandaji and Swami Nischayanandji. So I told you they used to bring people here. They used to carry their excreta on their shoulders or head sometimes to dump it outside. So these monks were called as scavenger monks. You think of that. We can't take one word of insult. And there are two monks here. Monkhood is such a esteemed institution in India, and they had absolutely no hesitation to carry the filth of another person. And even though they were outcasted by the entire monastic community here at that time, so it was much later that one of the Akhadapatis, they call him Dhanaraj Giri, I think his name was, and he recognized the greatness of these two people, and he told them, no, they are very great and you have to accept them back to the monastic tradition. I mean, in a sense, accept them locally. But anyway, that made no difference to these two people. For them, Swami Vivekananda was everything, and the ideal he gave was everything. And for 30 years, 3 decades, they stayed here, they served the people with absolutely no expectation and seeing God in them. We know we do worship, puja, all those things we do, but the idea of the Vedanta and the idea that was given by the Ramakrishna Vivekananda for us is to see and worship God in man. And Swami Vivekananda repeatedly said, you have heard Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. I tell you, add Daridra Devo Bhava, Murkha Devo Bhava. So let the afflicted be your God, let the illiterate be your God, let the leper be your God, and know that the service to these people is the highest worship there is. So he changed the entire conception of God, the way we look at it. And Sri Ramakrishna himself has said, if we can worship God in an image, an idol, why not in a man? Man is in man, God is more visible. So as we come to a current age where we challenge everything, we question everything, and most of us are not satisfied seeing God in an image in a temple, and the worship they do, okay, it's preliminary. And Swami Vivekananda, in his Rameshwaram speech, he said very wonderfully, if a person worships Shiva only in temples, his worship is only preliminary. And a person who has helped another person without thinking of his caste, creed, sex, anything, he has really worshipped Shiva, and Shiva is more pleased with him. So the idea of going to temples, worshipping, this is every kindergarten of religion. That's fine. Those who want, the old people, they want some relief, they do it, that's wonderful. It's also a part of religion, we don't deny that. But higher service exists, that is to serve God in man, and that was the idea that was initially taught by Sri Ramakrishna himself to Narendra and his friends. And Narendra declared that day, he told his friends, if I live long enough, I'm going to broadcast this idea all over the world, to serve God in man. And two of his disciples, Swami Kalyanananda and Nishchayananda, I mean, you can't really praise them enough, because the service they have done, think of 30 years of service of such most unselfish nature, staying in a hut built, they did everything. They didn't have workers also, so cooking, then cleaning, then building, carrying, everything they did for 30 years, and that too being monks. Monks are the people who are worshipped by people. Here was a case, monks were worshipping people, and those two deceased ones. So that idea of Vivekananda to see God in man and to worship him, it's the most ennobling idea, which I sometimes I want to practice. I practice sometimes, but not as consciously and as well as these people have done. This is a standard, it's a universal standard. We may not live up to this, everything we do, but at least, as Krishna said in the Gita, even if you practice a little bit of this, that's going to be of great help to us and to society as a whole. So this is Ramakrishna Mission Sevashram Kankal. This is a wonderful place. You can come here, you can volunteer. They have a hospital which is having 200 beds, a charitable hospital, a dispensary is there. You can donate, of course. You can come and volunteer, and there will be a Kumbh Mela in another 2 years. They require volunteers that time also. But more than anything else, not only the medical assistance they give to people here, but in general the idea that the ashrama is teaching to people here, that's something the world will have to learn sooner. Nowadays we worship a small act of charity, as we talk as if there's nothing else apart from that's very small act of charity. And here, and there are some people whom we have extolled so high, given wonderful prizes because they did some service, but here nobody notices. For 30 years, two monks did such great service, and not only for those 30 years, but for the rest of the history. There is a lesson for all of us to learn. And this is the Ramakrishna Mission Sevashrama Kankal. This is a wonderful place. You can visit here sometimes. Monks are very friendly. There are many Kannada monks also here. I was able to talk to many of them. Yeah, this is it for now. Thank you very much.